They've always been trouble. I've done the village a service getting shot at them.
I know, my mum and dad think so. They didn't fancy having them as neighbours.
Of course they wouldn't. Neither would anyone else from Rinter Mob, if they were honest. It was pure jealousy, most of it. Frank Tate's done well for himself, so let's have a go at him. Well, they chose the wrong one.
Oh, I'm popping into town, Frank.
I was just telling Dave, they've made a big mistake taking us on over the eviction.
They certainly did. We've not finished yet.
Thanks, Jack.
I really don't like coming to see you without Frank knowing.
You're my client, too. Of course, it depends what you've come here to discuss.
Well, it's mine and Frank's interests I'm talking about. If he didn't constantly deny the fact he has health problems, things would be a lot easier.
Frank's never going to be a willing invalid.
No, I know. And I wouldn't want that. It's just I feel all the responsibility for the planning for our future falls on me.
I'll help so far as I can.
I appreciate that, David. Particularly after his latest fallout with Christopher. I don't want to take sides.
Of course not.
But you know how vindictive and callous Chris can be. If anything should happen to Frank, God forbid.
The will does provide for yourself and any children surviving Frank.
Chris and Zoe.
A third each. And as you know, he's placed a substantial amount in a trust fund for his grandson.
I'm the one who takes the responsibility for running the business when Frank's ill or if he's off dabbling in one of his sidelines.
I know.
I won't have a controlling share if the unthinkable happens.
It's not unreasonable that he wants to look after his children's future.
The situation would be different if I were to have a child.
Yes.
I'm not that mercenary, David.
I'm not suggesting it for a minute. It's simply my job to ensure you're aware of the legal position.
This is not about feathering my own nest. I simply want to secure the future of the company.
Then why not discuss it with Frank, like you have with me?
What's all that about? For me to give you a hand? Is that it? You're getting paranoid, you are. I'm gonna have to tell him it was me. I should never have cancelled that shoot, Biff. Look, it'll blow over. Just forget about it. He's bound to know it was me. Yeah, well, me and Dave aren't gonna say all right? I feel that guilty. They'll know it was me. Look, I'd keep my trap shut if I were you. You work for them, so they think they own you. Now, if they find out it's you, they'll have you, no messing. No, it's best just to be honest with him. Admit I was stupid. That's worth getting a shouting off, Frank, just to get it over with. They'll have you.
Birth weight right through to selling. Every variable is recorded.
Could I have a word, please, Mr. Tate?
Not now, Nick.
This is important.
I'll catch up with you later, Nick.
It's Mr. Tate I want to speak to, Dave.
Nick, we're busy.
It was me. I took the list of the clients for the shoot.
Did I hear you right?
I'm very sorry.
And you contacted our clients?
Look, I know it was wrong, and that's why I've come to apologise now. I thought if you've lost any business, then you could deduct it from your wages.
Oh, you thought that, did you?
I'm really sorry, Kim.
You will be. You're dismissed. As from now. And don't expect any wages in hand. You're lucky we didn't involve the police. Now get out of here.
I thought I was doing the right thing, Biff. You know, I think you live with the pixies sometimes. You know what they're like, especially Kim. I bet she didn't half enjoy giving you the bullet.
What did you tell him for?
Yeah, well, you're supposed to be the estate manager, aren't you going to help him sort it out? Of course, we all know whose side you're on, don't we?
Oh, shut up. It's classed as theft, grounds for immediate dismissal. If he went to a tribunal, you won't have a leg to stand on.
You don't want the law throwing at him. It's not as though he took it for personal gain.
Look, I wasn't thinking right. I just did it.
No, I'll see if I can have a word with Frank.
Thanks, Dave.
Well, don't get your hopes up.
Look, what should I do now?
Better get yourself off home. See you later. But you know what he's like?
I do now. He betrayed me, Dave, after all the years that he's worked here.
He was a decent lad.
People who betray trust aren't decent. He didn't even have the guts to come and speak up with the Dingles. He had to pull that sneaky trick.
Yeah, well, he's not going to do anything like that again, is he?
No, because he's not going to get the chance.
It's not that he was just threatening our profits. It's jobs. Your job, Seth's job, all the others that are on the line. Now, we're a team here. And if that's to work, then we've got to be able to trust one another. Haven't we?
I respect you for speaking up for him, as a friend. But you're also his manager, and your ultimate responsibility is to us.
I know.
Loyalty is an old-fashioned word, Dave, but I like to think that it counts for something.
You must see, David, that we're not some vast, impersonal multinational. We're a family business, which relies totally on mutual trust and commitment.
You're very quiet.
Do you think it's been worth it? All the hassle over the past few weeks?
Don't you?
All we've done is try to protect what is ours. We followed the right procedures, done everything by the book, and yet it's us who's in the wrong. It's so depressing.
Do you know what I think? I believe we've done exactly the right thing. I don't think we could have acted in any other way. And I'm sure in the long term it'll be good for the business. But more important than that, it'll be good for us. You and me. We've been drifting, Frank.
Apart?
No. I just think it's got too easy. I dare say we've got bored. Well, not of each other, but that's why you've been dabbling down at the scrapyard.
And you?
And I've been spending too much time shopping and having expensive lunches out. You and I are best. The best. When we're going for something together. That's what all this represents. It counts. And it doesn't matter what those small-minded busybodies say. Inside, they know this counts. That's why they envy us.
We are the best. Aren't we?
I've got to be getting to the stables.
Yeah, I ought to be getting dressed too. Late start this morning.
Energetic night. I meant what I said, you know. I really think it's time we started our own family.
Best news I've had in ages.
Oh, perhaps you could have another early night tonight. Don't want to waste any time.
Come in.
Oh, what do you want?
We'll be moving out today, me and Alice. We'll be at Kathy's after I've picked her up from school.
We gave you to the end of the week.
Yeah, I know, but I think it's better this way. See, we don't exactly feel welcome.
Well, you've only got yourself to blame for that.
We'll need a few more days to shift the rest of the stuff. Only I can't afford a removal van.
Just as long as it's out by Friday.
Don't worry, Kim. It will be.
Nick!
Forget about him, Frank. I will see you later.
I want a word with you, Kim.
I'm busy.
It's not fair what you're doing to Nick.
He got what he deserved. He was lucky we didn't prosecute him. Lost us a lot of business.
This isn't about that, and you know it.
You're wasting your time.
You can't go on playing with people's lives like this, Kim.
I know you can't keep your hands off me, David, but you really must try. Besides, we don't want to upset dear Kathy. I'm sure she's got enough to worry about with her brother moving in. Hello, Kathy. Lapse of memory.
What?
But you'd forgotten you didn't work here anymore.
A lot of people don't work for you anymore.
I'm very choosy about who I employ.
You're going to give Nick his job back.
I don't think so.
It wasn't a question. You're going to do exactly what I tell you.
You're in no position to give me orders.
I wouldn't be so sure of that, Kim. You're nothing special. You're just a gold-digging secretary who got her claws into the boss. Everything you've got you owe to Frank.
Oh, dear Frank. It's lucky we're so devoted to each other.
I don't think he'll be quite so devoted when he hears what you've been up to.
Are you threatening me?
I'm telling you, if you don't give Nick his job back, I'm going to tell Frank everything.
You wouldn't dare.
Just watch me.
Frank believing the woman who caused his dear son so much grief.
Oh, we'll see.
Of course, your pathetic little David will get the sack. And his family will lose the farmhouse they're so thrilled about. None of them are going to thank you for wrecking their lives. Oh, and don't worry about me. I'll get out with enough money to be sure I can make you pay for it.
Hi, Danny. Hello, Kat.
Hi.
What did Kathy want?
Just a feeble attempt to get her brother's job back. I was expecting it, really. I didn't want you bothered.
You don't think we've been too hard on her?
He wrecked a shoot, he lost us money, and he made you look a fool in front of clients.
Yeah.
And worst of all, he was disloyal. You need people around you you can trust.
Well, as long as I've got you, I can't go far wrong.
I was hoping we could discuss this in private, man to man.
Kim and me have no secrets.
Very well. I hope you still consider us friends.
Of course.
Then, as a friend, may I say I think you're making a big mistake about Nick.
You're entitled to your opinion.
Frank, you're a big man. I've always admired the way you've built a business out of nothing.
Cut the flattery and get to the point.
Well, the point is, there is a time to be ruthless, but there is also a time to show compassion.
I've been very good to that boy, Alan.
We kept his job open when he had his breakdown. A lot of employers wouldn't have done that.
I got him a solicitor when he was fighting for custody.
And look how he's repaid us.
Then if you won't consider Nick, think of Alice. She's the one who's going to be the most hurt by all this.
I'm running a holiday park, Alan, not a welfare organisation. If Nick can't cope, then he should go to the social services. That's what I pay my taxes for.
I hope you can sleep nights. I know I couldn't.
You should have talked to me
Will
first.
you keep your voice down? I've just got Alice to sleep.
We've got to get this sorted.
That's what I was trying to do. You know, because of your affair, my brother's got the sack, and now he and Alice have got nowhere to go.
So you're blaming me, are you?
I'm saying you could try and be a bit more understanding about it.
Well, maybe that goes both ways.
What?
Well, you shouldn't have told Nick about me and Kim.
Why not? It's the truth.
It just makes things harder. OK, I made a mistake. A big mistake, but I'm trying to make up for it. I'm trying to make things better.
It's not that easy.
Yeah, well, maybe it'd be easier if I believed you still wanted us to be together.
You know I do.
Then why won't you make a date for a wedding? Why won't you commit yourself to me?
Oh. Still playing Happy Families, are we?
Look, Nick, me and Kathy need to talk.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry if I'm in your way, Dave, but you see, thanks to you and Kim, I've got nowhere else to go. So you're just gonna have to get used to me being around, aren't you? I couldn't even get any bar work, Dave.
Nick, something will turn up if you keep looking.
Well, that's easy for you to say, isn't it? Because I guess your job's safe as long as you're keeping Kim happy.
Hey, there's nothing between me and Kim anymore. It's over. Have you got that?
You've got to say that in front of her, haven't you?
It's the truth.
Well, I didn't just look for a job tonight, Dave. Earlier, I went to an advice bureau. You see, I got custody of my daughter, Alice, because I had a steady job and somewhere to live. If I lose Alice because of you, mate, I'll get you for this, I promise, right?
Hey, that's enough.
Look, Kathy, he's got it coming to him.
I think it might be best if you went home, Dave.
Me, you taking his side
I'm
over
just trying to
this?
stop things getting any worse. I'll see you
Look,
tomorrow.
just get out, Glover. You've caused enough trouble. Kathy may well believe your lies, but you can't fool me. If I've got anything to do with this, there's no way you're gonna marry my sister.
It's not like you to leave your breakfast. Are you feeling all right?
Fine. Just not hungry, that's all.
And you were up in the night. What's the problem?
I think I'm past it, Kim. The evictions, public opinion, everything.
Stuff what anybody thinks. We were right, and you won in the end.
It's a bit of a hollow victory when it makes you feel as popular as I do.
Well, it's the price to be paid for doing the right thing. Your duty to future generations.
Whom I'm not allowed to see.
Well, Rachel's just being stupid keeping you away from Joseph. She'll come round in the end.
When? At my funeral? I'm getting old, Kim, and feeling it.
Nonsense. Just having an off day, that's all.
Can I use the Land Rover to take Nick and the rest of his stuff into the village, please, Frank?
Sure.
Hasn't he moved everything by now?
Almost. Hey, Osif. Everyone.
Anything I can do?
No, thanks. And we're moving as quickly as we can, Dave. These are the last few things.
Everything all right?
Yeah, not bad.
How's the family? Settling in okay?
I think so. Not had much time to find out, being so short-staffed here.
Nick had to go, Dave. He sabotaged the shoot, for God's sake. It was a reckless act of gross misconduct.
Oh, yeah, the keys. Left everything as I found it.
I'm sure everything's fine.
You can bet this little delegation aren't here for riding lessons. Shall I tell them you're very busy?
No, I'll talk to them. It's about time this dingle situation was resolved.
You have no right to come here and ask Frank to change his mind over a sound business deal.
It's more than just business. The whole village is affected by the disruption.
Well, it's the Dingles you should be harassing, not us.
Nobody wants to harass anybody. We're here simply to appeal to you to restore harmony to the village. Only you can do it, Frank.
You have to think of your business and family first.
Half his family's turned against him.
That's our business.
It proves that you're wrong, Frank. What's little baby Joseph going to think when he's old enough to be told that his grandfather made a family homeless?
For God's sake, Betty.
And caused mayhem in the village. And all for the sake of earning a few extra bob that he didn't really need.
Well said, Betty.
This is diabolical emotional blackmail.
You'd earn everybody's gratitude, Frank, if you could sort it out.
I'll go and see the Dingles.
He might sack you as well. Yeah, well, I'll have to go. Sorry.
There you go, Nick. Have that on me. I know what it's like to be in trouble over at Dingles.
Ah, cheers. Thanks very much, Terry. I'll see you later, mate. See you later, Biff.
Think about the consequences of reversing your decision. I mean, do they move back in with a lease for life? They can't hope to buy the place, and you certainly can't sell it while they're there. And what about Nick? Are you going to climb down and reinstate him?
Kim, every now and again we have to look to the broader issues. They're right. We don't need the extra money. But we have to consider our responsibilities to the village and the community.
It's not that, and you know it. It's bloody Rachel winning again, isn't it?
It's civic responsibility.
It's unconditional surrender, so as you can see your precious grandson. They've blackmailed you into this, and you have fallen for it completely. Think about it, Frank. That farmhouse is ours to exploit, and you're just giving it to a family of hillbillies. There I was, thinking you'd left me.
Sorry?
I wake at 7:15 on a cold November day, alone in bed. I think he's gone.
When you're the only thing I can rely on in my life?
Apart from Peggy.
Oh, she's biased. I feed her and tickle her tummy.
Yes, well, if you weren't out walking the dog at 7:15.
You don't think Rachel will keep this up, do you? I mean, Chris will make her see sense.
I'm not sure I approve of sleepless nights over another woman, especially that little cow.
She's got Chris on her side.
Yeah, and you've got me on yours. And if you'd listened, you'd have never let the Dingles get that house back. What good's it done you with Rachel?
We have a drink, please, Alan.
Yes, of course. No, that's gin and tonic and orange juice, right?
That's right.
Quiet tonight?
Perhaps the others knew who'd be in.
I think I ought to go and sit down over there. He might still be sat in
Stand by your books with your beds in your hand. The serious drinkers are here. Dave's paying.
Thanks a lot. Hiya. You nice day out?
Yeah, smashing, thanks.
Try it yourself. Kathy's tea shop's so quiet at the moment, and I'm sure we can spare you.
What are you having to drink, Nick?
Oh, Kathy, you've changed your tune, haven't you?
Just enjoy yourself.
3 pints, please, Rachel. Half a lager and a white wine. And one for yourself.
Thank you.
You want to go and sit down? I think we should stay at the bar. Enjoy a nice gossip, you know. Find out who's doing what to who, with who, and who didn't know about it, that sort of thing, eh?
I think table's a good idea. Will you bring drinks up?
Hey, Mrs. Tate. They took Alice away from me today. Make you feel good, does it?
His mum took her to Scarborough today. He's a bit upset.
Do you think more beer's a good idea?
Aye. It'll quieten him down a bit. We're not like that, I'm sure.
Not for me, thanks. It's a bit too early.
Looks like Sleeping Beauty's been at it all night.
He's had a lot to put up with.
Yeah, but this isn't answer, is it?
I know.
Let's look, I believe you told him.
He's my brother. Who am I supposed to talk to?
Last night he came that close to blurting out about me and... in front of entire village. Frank, Tate and all.
Yes, but he didn't.
Yeah, but stay easy and it's only a matter of time before he does tell someone.
And whose fault's that? You know, you seem to blame everyone else but yourself for what's happened. If you'd done the right thing in the first place, there wouldn't be anything to blurt out.
Dingles won't find me backing down a second time.
Sorry, Mr. Tate.
It's all right, Biff, I'm just off. There might be some more fireworks from the Dingles this afternoon. The electricity board's going in to fit a meter.
We'll need an armed escort.
Anyone want me? I'm in the wall pack. Unless it's the Dingles.
How's Nick this morning?
Well, I reckon he's pretty close to edge. It won't take much to push him over.
How do you mean?
Well, he's that angry with Kim. Terrified he's going to tell Frank everything.
Yeah, well, I won't put it past him. And he ain't got much else to lose, has he?
Is Grandma looking after you, Alice? You're a very lucky girl. Yeah, and I miss you too, darling. But it's not going to be long now. Because I'm going to make everything all right again. You just wait and see. Give Grandma a big kiss from me. All right. Bye, darling.
I feel like I'm walking a tightrope. And Kathy's just waiting for me to slip. And now that Nick hates me guts, it's only a matter of time.
It doesn't.
Well, I won't feel safe until me and Kathy have tied a knot. Kim will be off me back and Nick will see how serious I am about his sister.
And she needs to trust you before she'll set a date.
Aye.
Well, if I were Kathy, I'd freeze over first.
Sorry to spoil your mother's meeting, but shouldn't you two be working? Hello? Hello? What? I'm sorry, you're going to have to hold. I can't hear. Useless things. Hello? Oh, that's better. Who is this?
Nick Bates.
What are you doing calling me?
Isn't it obvious?
Look, I don't have time for this. What do you want?
I want money, Kim. And if I don't get it, Mr. Tate's going to hear all about your little trips to the stables.
Are you mad? Do you realise what you're saying? This is blackmail.
Kim, I know exactly what I'm doing. And it's about time somebody made you pay.
Well, what choice do I have? Be at the top paddock, 4 o'clock. I'm sure we can come to some arrangement.
Kathy's concerned, you're on probation. You've got to stay out of trouble.
How?
Well, for starters, you can stop seeing Kim. and then try and make it up to Nick.
Oh, Biff, you're still here?
Yeah? Dave's organising next week.
Right. Well, I'll be in the house for an hour or so if anyone needs me.
Don't even think about it. Rule number 1.
Stay clear of Kim.
Nick, hang on a sec.
I'm in a rush.
Where have you been all day?
What is this, Kathy?
I'm just worried about you.
Yeah, well, there's no need to, is there? Because from this time tomorrow, all my problems will be sorted.
How? Nick! 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 Just stop for a minute and tell me what's going on.
Nothing, all right?
Then why the big rush?
Look, Kathy, I'm just sick of everybody making my decisions for me. First, I lose my job, then Alice is sent away. Everybody's treating me like a kid, and I need to get a grip.
How? You're not going to do anything stupid, are you?
What? Like tell anybody about Dave's sordid little secret? I don't think I'll have to do that. Now, will you excuse me, please?
Where are you going?
Kathy, I might have the chance of a job, all right?
Where?
Look, just get out of my way. Everything's gonna be fine, all right? You've got nothing to worry about. I'll tell you about it when I get back.
Yes, but Nick...
Hello?
Alan, I'm afraid Frank's off somewhere with Des.
Well, actually, it was you that I wanted to see.
You should have phoned. Now's not a good time.
Well, this is very embarrassing, but I did want to talk to you.
What about?
Well, you and Frank have been friends of mine for many years, and Frank has been very supportive when I've been my hours of need.
Will this take long?
Kim, I can't stand by and watch while you ruin your marriage.
What?
Oh, dear, I don't know how to put this.
Well, try quickly.
Well, this is very awkward, but you see, I do know about your relationship with David Glover.
Is this a joke? What on earth are you talking about?
I also feel that Kathy and Nick are unduly affected by this.
How dare you? What the hell do you hope to gain coming here throwing cheap accusations at me?
You and Frank are valued friends. I don't want your reputations to suffer.
Well, if it isn't true, how can it harm us?
I also think that you're treating Nick very harshly.
You can see yourself off the premises.
I just wanted you to come to your senses before it's too late.
Then tell Frank your absurd suspicions, but it'll be your word against mine.
Kim, I'd never do that.
And if he believes you, you'll have the Glover's homelessness on your conscience.
I didn't mean to cause any trouble.
I could chat all day, but I really have to go.
Kim, you misinterpreted my coming.
Good lad.
I didn't think you'd turn up, Kim.
What on earth do you think you're playing at?
I just couldn't stand by and watch you get away with this.
You're way out of your depth. Now, why don't you run along home while you still can?
I don't have a home, remember? Thanks to you.
You stole from Tate Holdings. You're lucky we didn't prosecute.
That's very moral of you. And where do you stand on adultery?
Why don't you just get to the point of this silly little game?
This is not a game, Kim. You see, I need money for Alice.
And you think I'll give it to you?
Well, if you don't, I'll tell Frank that his beloved little wife has been having an affair again. He may well have forgiven you once, but this time he'll see you for what you really are.
You're an embittered ex-employee. Why should he believe you?
Because I'll make him believe me.
You're just a sad little boy.
And what does that make you, Kim?
You're wasting my time. Now, is there anything else before I go?
I've lost everything because of you. Do you know that? My home, my job, my self-respect. But there's one thing I am not going to lose, Kim, and that is my daughter.
First a thief, and now a blackmailer. You don't deserve to keep her.
I love that kid. Not something you'd ever understand.
If I hear another word from you, I'll go to the authorities. I'll have Alice taken away before you know what's hit you.
Do you know what it's like to have nothing, eh? You know, without Frank's money behind you. Because that is the reason why you went back to him, isn't it, eh? Because you couldn't bear to be without the cash. But I'm going to see you poor, Kim. I'm going to see you kicked out of that house without a single penny.
I don't have to listen to this.
I'm not finished with you yet, Kim.
Let go, Nick.
Oh! Oh!
Oh!
report you.
What's up?
Some of the horses have got loose up at top paddock.
We'll have to get them rounded up before they get on main road. Come on, Biff. Get Land Rover.
Are you all right, Alan?
Yes, yes, absolutely. I simply must learn to stop meddling in other people's affairs.
Why? What have you done?
Well, I think I took my duties as Alice's godfather a bit too far, didn't I?
How?
Well, I asked Kim to reconsider Nick's dismissal.
Alan, believe you me, nothing is going to change her mind.
I suppose I feel a sort of surrogate father to you and Nick, really. I've still got a very soft spot for your mother, you know.
And she's very fond of you. But the situation with Nick isn't as simple as it seems.
Come on, boy!
Is that the lot?
Aye.
That should have been a cowboy, me. Yeehaw!
That's what Frank said last time he painted greenhouse.
Oh, very funny.
What's that?
What?
Hell's teeth. It's Nick! Nick? Nick? There's a pulse. Quick, call an ambulance.
I haven't got my phone.
I'll go back to the house.
Quick as you can, Biff.
Is he all right?
He's taken a nasty blow to the head. Oh, he's bleeding.
What was he doing up here in the first place?
Well, he's probably trying to round up horses and got trampled doing it.
No. He was letting them out. How else could they have got through the gate? He was trespassing and endangering my horses. If you ask me, he got what he deserved. He was lying down there. It was David who found him.
I don't get this. What the devil was he doing up here?
Revenge? I mean, think how much those horses were worth. Some got out onto the road. All it takes is one speeding car.
And we're left with a claim for thousands. But Nick Bates just doesn't seem to be his style.
Didn't think sabotaging the hunt was his style.
Anyway, I've been on to the police. They're sending someone round.
The police?
Yeah.
It was an accident.
On our land. It's best we cover our backs.
David.
Before you start, been down to hospital. Make up the time.
Never mind that. How is he? Is it bad?
He's laid there like a vegetable. All these machines wired up to him. Nurses won't even let us near him. I mean, Cathy and Mrs. Bates are going spare. They think he might be brain dead. You all right? You didn't even like him. God, you and Frank have spent the last couple of weeks hounding him. Hey, you should be pleased. You wanted him out of the way.
Don't.
I mean, God, what if he is brain dead? What if he don't come round?
What if he does?
So what's the story, Kim?
It was an accident.
How do you know? Look at me. Hey. Were you there?
You shouldn't have been up there in the first
Were
place.
you there? Did you see him get trampled and leave him for dead?
He attacked me. He attacked my horse. Well, of course a horse is going to lash out if somebody's trying to hurt him. David, he was attacking me.
I'm not sticking around to hear this.
David, wait. David! David!
What's going on?
He just got himself a bit upset over Nick. I was trying to calm him down. Might have been Nick's boss, but, well, they were pretty close friends.
Were? Kim, you're talking like the lad's already dead.
Hello?
Kim?
David, where are you?
I'm at the hospital. I think he's going to be all right, well, physically at least. He's still there?
Yes.
Well, I just thought you'd like to know, that's all.
David, wait.
What?
I need to see you.
Oh, you must be joking.
I'm going crazy here. Please. I have to speak to you.
What about Cathy?
Just 10 minutes. I promise. Please, David.
Where?
Connelton Bridge, 9 o'clock. didn't you turn up?
Yeah, well, I'm here now, aren't I? So what happens next?
I just needed to talk to you.
I mean, now your little murder plot's fallen through.
David, it was an accident, I swear. I just panicked. If I'd wanted him to die, do you think I'd have come looking for you and Biff? I've thought about this all day, and I'm sure we'll be all right.
We?
So long as we stick to the story.
Kim, what are you on? It's nothing to do with me. I wasn't even there.
The row with Nick was about me and you. He was threatening both of us.
I was miles away. I didn't ask you to set your horses on him.
So you're just going to wash your hands of it? I did it to protect you. What do I lose if this gets out? Frank, full stop. You lose Kathy, your family's respect, your job...
You don't need to tell me.
Your parents are good tenant farmers. But Frank is not a sentimental man.
I think you are getting justice. What's wrong with our system?
No, I don't. This country has plenty of water.
Roy?
3 months
What? Did you stick your finger in a socket?
Don't start.
Oh, Roy, what?
Kelly permit for me now. Stop laughing.
We're not.
Well, look at her then.
It's good job Kathy took Alice home. Otherwise you had nightmares for weeks.
Get lost.
You know, I was right. That's why you didn't go running to the police about me. Why you came here tonight.
I came because I cared about you.
Past tense.
I even kidded myself that you cared about me. But all you've done is manipulate me, from start to finish. You used me to get back at Frank and Kathy. You're even using me against me mate now, day after you nearly killed him. I've had it up to here, Kim. It's sick. And turning on waterworks won't make any difference. I mean it, Kim. Stay out of my way. Because all this emotional blackmail stuff is just wearing thin.
Why are you being like this?
Why? Because all this has been churning round my brain all day. You're a wonderful woman, Kim. You're in love with wrong man, but you're too decent to break your husband's heart telling him. Wrong. People are jealous of you. They invent stories about you being a ruthless cow just to make themselves feel better. Wrong! You've got a split personality.
David, stop it, please.
I nearly fell for that one. After all you've done, it should be me that wants me head testing. Truth is, Kim, do anything to get your own way.
You thought what it's like to be me. No. Well, think about it now. Who are my friends? People in the hunt, people in the village, acquaintances. Kathy, she stitched me up.
You leave her out of this.
You've had your say. She was my closest friend. She said one thing and did the opposite behind my back, egged on by you. I mean, look at us now. We're worse than enemies, we're like strangers. And what if I have a bad day at work or I fall out with Frank? There's no gang of old girlfriends that I can phone up and moan to. What if I fancy a night out? Who is there? No one. Oh, Frank may look good for his years, but well, he's stuck in his ways. The only time I laugh is with you. The only time I feel alive is with you. Oh, God, it's humiliating to admit that. So if I do manipulate you, it's only because when you're not there, my life just seems so... No, it is dull, pointless. So when I tell you that I love you, I'm telling you the truth. That's why I won't let you go, David.